Consistency is one of the most important aspects of achieving success in any endeavor. I managed to become consistent in my work, my training, and pretty much any pursuit that actually matters to me. In this video, I'm going to reveal how I did that. So, the first thing, tracking. My life started to absolutely change when I started tracking and using a habit tracker. For example, a habit tracker is basically what I have on my wall right now. I still use it like 2 years later. Let me just update it. I already went to the gym today, so basically that's how it works. You basically have the habits on top, the days on the side, and when you do a habit on a certain day. So for example, it's been 3 days since I made this habit tracker right here, and I basically just checked the box for working out because I worked out today. CS is basically cold shower and meditation, gratitude, reading. This is basically the habit tracker that I used before this one. This, oh no, this one. Wait. Where did I put it? Oh, no. Yeah, right here. This was pretty much a habit tracker I used beforehand, and as you can see, I pretty much managed to check the box on every single habit on every single day. So I've become pretty good at using it, but I wasn't always this good. So at first, I was still fairly consistent, not as consistent as I am now, but I was still fairly consistent. And the reason why I managed to be so consistent with the habit tracker is because I had this mindset of the bare minimum mindset. Basically, even when I just did, wait, why did I close my computer? wait, wait, I need my script. wait, yeah. So basically, even on my worst day, even if I just do one push-up, I'll allow myself to check the box. That's what I did at the time. I allowed myself to check the box even when I did the bare minimum of the good habits. And you may think, yeah, what's one push-up gonna do? Yeah, one push-up isn't gonna do much. It's not gonna grow any muscle. It's not gonna make a big difference. But what it helped me do is it kind of reaffirmed this identity to myself. Of, okay, yeah, I'm someone who works out every day. And I pretty much never just did one push-up and stopped. Even on my worst day when I was super unmotivated and I had no motivation to actually go and work hard, I just got down, told myself, okay, I'm just gonna do one push-up or 5 push-ups. I would do 5, and what would happen most of the time is I would do 5, then I would be like, yeah, I'm already on the ground, let's do some more. Then I would do more, and on some days I would get down to do 5 push-ups, and I would end up doing like 150 push-ups. That's how it started, and that was like this with pretty much every habit. But if from the start, from the very beginning, I aimed to kind of just do the full workouts, okay, I'm just gonna allow myself to check the box if I do 200 push-ups or something like that. I'm only gonna allow myself to check the box if I meditate for 20 minutes. If I did that at the time, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have made any progress. Like zero progress, to be completely honest with you. I would have stayed at the exact same place. And how do I know that? It's because beforehand, that's what I tried to do. I tried to just kind of go from a super lazy, super undisciplined kid to a super productive, super motivated, super hardworking guy in a span of a day. So I would basically sit there, watch YouTube videos all day, then say, okay, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna change. Tomorrow I'm gonna start. Tomorrow I'm gonna be super productive. I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna have a hard workout, and I'm gonna do this and this and this and this. Tomorrow I'm gonna do all that. I would go to bed with like a 10-hour screen time. I would wake up the next morning, be tired, be like, yeah, I don't really like. I feel so overwhelmed by all the goals I'd set for myself, and then I would just give up. Just be like, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. And that cycle just repeated itself over and over and over again. But I started becoming consistent when one day I just said to myself, okay, yeah, what I'm doing obviously isn't working. It obviously isn't working. And I heard some YouTubers talking about this mindset of seeing discipline and all those things and consistency as a skill. And I was like, okay, might as well just try. Might as well just listen to them because what I've been doing has never worked out for me. So I tried this, made my first habit tracker, was still very skeptical, to be honest. When I made my habit tracker, I sat there and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like the first time I'd heard about the concept of using a habit tracker, having a piece of paper that you stick on a wall, in my head it felt like it was completely useless. I was like, why do people do that? It's completely useless. Why do they do that? What's the point? It's not gonna make a difference. So I was still very skeptical. But I just said, okay, I'm desperate for change. I'm desperate to start living a better life where I have more control over my actions. So I just decided one day, okay, let's just try it. And literally, my life started to change that exact same day. That exact same day, I worked out, meditated, read, and that was pretty much all that was on my habit track at the time. Meditation, workout, reading. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I had another habit. Mm, I don't really remember. It's been it's been almost 3 years to be honest. Almost 3 years. I was like 15 years old at the time. Time flies by, man. I'll be turning 18 in 4 months. Actually, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But that's beside the point. Like I was saying, it actually started to change. My life started to change when I actually just started actually reducing my ego, putting my ego to the side, and tracking my tracking my habits, tracking them, but not setting unrealistic goals for myself. Being humble, realizing that I was a lazy kid who wasn't doing much. I was just all day watching content, watching YouTube all day, and it wasn't really, it just didn't have the capabilities to do what I aim to do every day. Every single day for months and months and months, I would say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to make a change. And I truly believe, okay, tomorrow was the day. Tomorrow would come, I'll just do the exact same things. Wake up, go to school, probably watch YouTube whilst getting ready for school, watch YouTube videos, come back from school, watch YouTube videos, go to sleep, whilst watching YouTube videos. Literally. But when I started just to set small goals for myself, just say, okay, the goal isn't to do the full workout, it's just to do at least 5 or 1 push-up. Seems crazy, but that's what changed my life. And like I said, the point I was really trying to make here is not about the bare minimum mindset, but it's more about tracking. Tracking has been very effective for me when it comes to consistency and having a way to actually physically see how consistent you are. Has been just a game changer for me. So the first time I did it was with the habit tracker because it helped me just basically, it kept me accountable because every day I can just see, okay, oh, I haven't worked out today. Let's work out. Most of the time it isn't like that because it's become a habit to do those things. So even without a habit tracker, I would still be very consistent. But even now, it still helps me, to be honest. Even 3 years later, it's still very helpful to me. But I and recently I've been doing this with more things, not just with the habit tracker, but I've also started using like a to-do list. A lot of people use to-do lists before for a long time, but I just started using it very recently. It's been very helpful as well. For example, let me just show you my to-do list for today. This is what it looks like, my to-do list for today. So complete legs B workout. So that's a workout I had this morning. Very painful. Meditate for 20 minutes. But right now it's like, as you can see, it's like 9 a.m. I came back from the gym and I started recording this video. And after recording this video, I think I'm gonna record another one. Then I'm gonna meditate. I also have shadow box for so for 10 minutes. Shadow box for 10 minutes. That's my goal. Do Kegels and reverse Kegels for 3 minutes. No, 3 times today. So Kegels is basically like an exercise for the pelvic floor. So basically, the pelvic is basically the muscle that you use to pee and hold back pee. I know it sounds weird. I'm not really going to go into details here, but it's actually very effective and very important to actually train it and make it pretty strong. Read Alchemy of Self document 2 times. Again, I'm not going to go into details in this video. Stretch. So basically, every night before going to bed, I quickly do some stretching and then read 30 pages today. That's my goal. And yeah, it isn't going to be super easy to do all that, but it's also not going to be hard. As you can see again, as I haven't set super unrealistic, super difficult goals. For example, let me take an example with reading. I only set the goal to read 30 pages today, at least. But I'm probably gonna read a lot more than that. I'm probably gonna read a lot more than that. But I want to make sure that even on a fairly bad day, when I don't have that much time, when I don't really feel that motivated, I can at least reach the goal of at least 30. If I was starting out and I wasn't I remember when I first started out, I was reading like 2 pages. My goal was to read like 4 pages a day or 2 pages a day, literally. But now I've become more disciplined. I have a better ability to actually kind of read for a long time. Like my attention span is a lot better than it used to be. So I have a better ability so for me, 30 pages isn't that much. It's still kind of difficult, you could say, because it takes some time. Like it takes 30 minutes to read 30 pages, but it isn't that much for me. But in the past, reading 30 pages in one day would actually be very difficult for me. Like I would still be able to do it, but it would be really damn difficult. But the reason why this to-do list helps me a lot as well is because I I kind of can physically see what I'm aiming to do. It's not just in my head of okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to read 30 pages today. I can actually physically see it, and I can literally what's good with Notion, I can basically check the box when I actually do it. So it gives me kind of a positive feedback when I actually succeed and actually do what I need to do. Every night when I'm able to go to bed, and before I go to bed, I just check my to-do list or whilst I'm preparing my to-do list for tomorrow, before preparing my to-do list for tomorrow. And I just see that I was able to check the box for every single goal that's set for myself. It gives me like a dopamine boost to a certain extent. And then it motivates me to do that again like the next day. It adds a lot of enjoyment to actually doing the hard stuff, doing the productive stuff. And also, again, like I said, because it's kind of physical and I can actually see my goal, it makes it pretty much impossible for me to forget about my goals for the day. And with habits like reading, I could have reading on my habit tracker without really setting the goal of the amount of pages I want to read. But just tracking the amount of pages I want to read, and just tracking the pages that I read every day, it helped me tremendously to read more. To be honest, even just a few months ago, I wasn't really reading that much. I didn't really enjoy reading still. But when I started doing this and actually tracking the when I first started doing this, I was tracking. I first started tracking my reading time, so how long I was reading every day. But then I found something even better, just tracking the amount of pages that I read. And when I started doing this, I just started falling in love with reading. To be honest, if I wasn't doing this, I would still be reading like on average 1, 2, sometimes 5 pages a day, but not more. But now I'm reading on average for like 45, 1 hour per day. And it's simply because I actually started tracking it. So I found that tracking a certain habit that you want to, not just tracking how often you do it per month, but also tracking the specific habit. For me, for example, I'll set the goal every day on my to-do list to meditate for 20 minutes. That's my goal. Even if I don't meditate for 20 minutes, I'll still allow myself, if I meditate for like 5 minutes, for example, I'll still allow myself to check the box for meditation, but I won't be able to check the box on my to-do list. So that really, the habit tracker forces me to at least do the bare minimum, but my to-do list forces me and motivates me to actually do the, not just start the habit, but actually get to the end, achieve the goal that I want to achieve, basically. And the second thing, this routine, having a routine, basically, it's so simple. So many people talk about it, but the reason why so many people talk about it is because it's super important, it's super effective. Have a routine. Basically, a routine doing the same thing at the same time, before the same habit, after the same habit. Basically, for example, I do something that most people would see as crazy, but I pretty much plan my entire day in advance. So pretty much every other hour of my day is scheduled. Every single hour of my day is scheduled. I have it on my Google Calendar. I just have it scheduled out, and it helps me so much with productivity. In the past, especially even just like 5 months, 3 months ago, I kind of had a routine, but not complete routine like I do now. Like my first few hours of the day and my last few hours of the day were kind of planned. So I knew, okay, every morning I wake up at 4:30 a.m. Then I get ready, I shower, take a cold shower, brush my teeth and everything. Then I go to the gym. I have my workout, then I shower in the gym and I come back home and then I start working. And that was kind of my routine. And then after work, I pretty much didn't have a plan of what I was going to do. So very often I would find myself sitting here in my room, watching YouTube videos, then thinking, okay, what should I do next? Maybe reading for a few minutes and then going back to watching YouTube videos, just wasting time, not really being productive. I was being really productive for the first few hours, but then afterwards I was completely lost. But actually recently I started doing this again, literally tracking and planning every single hour of my day. So there isn't a spot in my day, in my calendar, where I just have nothing to do. I always have something that's planned for a certain hour of the day, and this helps me so much. But even if you don't do this to this extent, at least have a routine when it comes to the big tasks of your day. For your workout, have a specific hour when you do that. For your work, same thing. For things like that, at least have a routine for that. At least have it kind of scheduled so that you don't have to think about it all the time. If every day I had to think, okay, when should I go to the gym today? Should I go at fucking 1 p.m. or 6 p.m. or 6 p.m.? I'm already in bed at 6 p.m. But no, I'm in bed at 7. Yeah, it's a long story. I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I go to bed very early. Like I sleep, you could call me a grandpa. Basically, I go to bed very early. I wake up very early. But if I didn't have a clue when I was going to go to the gym and I didn't have a plan, it would be so much harder for me to actually be disciplined and actually just be consistent with it. At the start of this, no, at the end of last year, not the end of last year, no, around July, August of last year, I stopped using this routine completely. I was completely without a routine. I just said, okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I was kind of, I don't really remember why I did that, but I just tried to do it for like a few months. It was a complete disaster. I still went to the gym every day. I still was consistent with my habits, but it was still a complete disaster. I would wake up. Sometimes I would just watch YouTube videos first thing in the morning. Then I would get ready, maybe go to the gym at like 8 a.m. Sometimes I would go to the gym at like 12 a.m. Sometimes I would go at 8 a.m. Sometimes I would go at 10. It was a complete, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I was still able to be consistent because I built up a pretty good level of discipline, and I was these kind of habits like working out, meditation, and all those things, they've become kind of part of my life. So it's kind of weirder for me to not do the good habits than it is for me to do it is weirder for me to spend a whole day without doing the good habits like working out, meditation, and all that than it is for me to do them. Actually, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I was kind of confused there. But when I even at this current level, I still get some insane benefits by just simply having my day scheduled, having a plan, having a routine. It's so effective. You can't even comprehend how effective it is if you haven't tried it for yourself. Just try it. Set the goal, have a plan. Just ask yourself, okay, when's the best time for me to work out every day? Is it 8 a.m.? Is it 12 a.m.? Is it 1 p.m.? Is it 6 a.m.? Is it 5 a.m.? Is it 4 a.m.? So when I first started on this journey, I was still in school. So I just said, okay, I have school. I'll just basically wake up before school, wake up at 4 a.m. and work out every day before school. And it just made it so easy for me because I didn't have to think, okay, yeah, should I work out after school today or maybe before school? No, it was just like, okay, I'm working out today. I'm working out before school. I know that every single day I do the same thing at the same time. It was completely life-changing for me. So sorry if I rambled on for too long. Sorry if I wasted your time here. It's been a long time since I've recorded a video like this in my room. Like it's kind of a little bit of a script. Like I don't really have a big script. Like let me show you my script basically. This is basically my script. So basically 1 sentence and 2 words below it. So yeah, but I'm gonna go back to recording videos again. Like the last 2 months, I wasn't really taking this channel seriously anymore. But if I'm doing something, might as well do it well. I I don't I don't like doing things and not being able to do those things, the things that I do well. So I'm gonna go back to really focusing to a certain extent to this channel on this channel, getting better at speaking again. Because as you can see, I've gotten kind of rusty at the skill of speaking. Like I wasn't a professional public speaker before that, but it was still better than it is now. To be honest, I've gotten kind of rusty. I don't. I probably talked too quickly on this video. I probably didn't sound very clear, and I would like to apologize for that. But I'll be working on it again. So in no time, I'll be better at this again. That's at least my goal. At least get to a level where just get better at what I do, man. I tried for the last 2 months to kind of just go with the flow with this channel, just record videos, upload them, and when I felt like doing it. I'm just someone I can't do this type of thing. If I'm doing something, I want to do it well. If I'm doing something, I want to optimize it. So going with the flow with this channel, just sitting here, okay, when do I feel like recording a video and then recording it, or and just it's just not for me, man. It's just not for me. So I'm gonna start focusing on this channel again, uploading like 1, 2, 3 videos per week, and no, I look forward to this. Don't worry from comfort, chase it.